Hey guys, how's it going? This is Video Boy and welcome to another Archipelo devlog. So I just want to make a quick devlog. I don't think I'm going to do any cuts or anything. I'm going to try to do it in one shot. I don't really have a whole lot of time, but I feel like I owed you guys an update for the game. So here it is. I've added a lot of stuff, so I'm just going to run the game and, well, you guys might notice something new. That's right, we have music. I'll see if I'll post it or something. But let's go into the player creator. I'm just gonna mute the music for now. I might post the music later on or something for you guys. But basically, the player creator now works. So I showed this off in the MLG video. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You can change the hair color, which also changes the eyebrows. Change the eye color, change the skin color. This looks kind of weird with the brown hair and the brown skin. We're also going to add in new facial expressions and new hair types you can have. So this is just pretty much the beginner. These colors aren't even finalized. We might, tune them a little bit. We're at have mobile mode on right now, so I just created a little username for a guy. I don't think I can have symbols. Okay, there you go. And one thing you're going to notice is that the game character doesn't jump around like he used to. At least not as much. So there's some times where he does. Let's see if I can trigger it here. Usually it's when he walks right. Anyways, you guys will probably see it. I'm going to end up walking around a little bit. But yeah, so all the animation works now. So we have a new animation system in. And also, I fixed some of the networking. I'll talk a little bit about that after. But yeah, we have the animation system in, so now everything uses animation. So it's very easy to start new animations and continue them looping. So like the teleporter here, for example, is using an animation. The computer as well is kind of bouncing. The player, the roll now works fairly well. It's a little fast though. We can play around with that. And also the use animation, so you can see the player kind of sticks his hand out. So soon enough we're going to have some weapons to be able to test this with. So the player stuck their hand out, and we also have a thrust animation. I don't have a way of showing it to you guys, but some weapons, like melee weapons and stuff, you'll be able to thrust. So that'll be pretty neat. Actually, the bug I was talking about happens if you take off the shoe, so maybe, there you go, see? So it's glitching out, but it's only when you go right or sometimes diagonal. It's a little weird, but it's a bug and we'll fix it soon. And we also added in the entity component system, which is a very cool feature, which is going to make it a lot easier for adding new features in the future. Like more content and stuff, like new entities and things like that. So basically entity components, each entity can have like an unlimited amount of components. And each component runs different code depending on different events. So it can run it in the render, so it can render stuff in the update. So a good example of a component that I'm using right now is I forget what I call it exactly, but it's like the flag conditioned render component. So basically, it runs on the client and it checks if the player has a certain flag. Then override the main animation that's running on the entity and replace it with a new one. So we're using it in two entities here. We're using it in the grave. So if the player crushed the grave and he sets the grave crushed flag for himself, then the entity is going to render as if it was crushed, but just for that player. And it's the same for the door. If the door is unlocked for the player, it'll be unlocked and it'll show as unlocked. But if it isn't, it's going to show a lock thing, and it's going to override the main functionality of the door, like this one here. So you can see that, and you can actually unlock the door by going here. You have to annoy the sign a little bit, and there you go, it's unlocked, and you can just walk in like that and teleport. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. There's a little bit more you can do with this as well. Like just say when we start adding in enemies and stuff, just say we have a bunch of different enemies that we want to have the same behavior. So one common behavior is for the enemy to start following the player once the player gets within a certain distance of it. So basically we can create an entity component and add it to all the entities that we want to have that behavior. So it's just one little block of code that runs for all the different entities, and it's a very elegant way of handling this. And we can also give it values that are specific to that entity. So just say some enemies, we want the player to be 10 pixels away and then they'll start running after it. Well, 10 pixels is really close. Or just say we want one to start running after it at 200 pixels. So we can do that as well. And I just want to talk a little bit about the networking. So like I said, it seems mostly fixed. There are a couple of bugs here and there. I'm not sure if it's a networking issue actually, because from my tests it seems like it might be something else, so maybe something in the animations that's causing these glitches when they run slowly or something. I'm really not sure. We'll have to play around with that for sure. But yeah, it's mostly working. There's a couple of little issues of interpolation for like when there's other entities moving around, so like other players. But overall it's pretty good. So yeah, I just want to mention as well that we have a new subreddit for Archipelo. Some kind user created it for us, and thank you so much. And so you guys can go subscribe to that now if you want, and I'll be posting there as often as possible. I've already made a couple of posts, and I'll probably be posting this video as well. So be sure to subscribe to it if you're on Reddit, because I'm going to be posting on there pretty often. I also want to mention that I probably will have another devlog out next week, and I might start working on the networking tutorials fairly soon. And I might even add a new episode onto the 2D platformer series, but I'll see how much time I have. But I have some time this week, so I might be able to get some stuff done. I forgot to say that. I just want to mention it so you guys know. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.